Hi everyone, this is Cherie from Superpower Speech, and I am here to tell you about my brand new product, which is called Social Language Informal Assessment number 2, because I already made one and I've used it so much that my kids already know all the prompts and all the stimuli. So I decided it was time to make a new one with new pictures and new stories and lots of good things like that. So I'm going to tell you all about it, and I'm even going to demonstrate using it with my daughter. But I also wanted to show you around my new speech workroom. Now, I don't really plan on having clients in here, but it is an area where I can go to get away from my kids. I have a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old, and I think it's super cute. And if one day I need to bring some kiddo down here to do some speech, then yay, it's already set up. You ready to go in and explore? So here we are in my basement. It's a finished basement. And you notice the first thing here is, oh, we have the furnace in here. So it's not always the quietest room, but it's not too bad. I have storage here for materials. I have some awesome pictures that I got framed recently. I got a kid-sized table from IKEA. I have a super comfy chair for a parent or myself that my brother's girlfriend helped me find throw pillows for. Super cute Dr. Seuss hanging there to cover over some imperfections in the wall. And look at my desk area. Okay, isn't this cute? Oh my goodness, we're all Wonder Woman and super cute stars to go on top. One more thing I have to show you. It's not my room, but it's outside. Can you see out there? There's a little bit of snow. Now for us, this is absolutely amazing because we get snow to stick about once every year or two. So I'm really excited. I'm really hoping we have our first snow day tomorrow. I'm going to show you how I set up this assessment, both in terms of printed and unprinted. So here I have gone ahead and I have printed out the pictures from the story. This is story retelling for kindergarten to second grade level. Now remember, you can use this with a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th grader depending on their language skills. I have my theory of mind pictures, my feeling pictures, and then I decided to go ahead and print out the data sheets, although you definitely do not need to do this, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. And then I have my 3rd through 5th grade levels, and again, this is an Aesop's Fable, so it could go well through middle school depending on the level of the kid that you are assessing. Whoops. And then I have my theory of mind. Same pictures, but this time we're going to be looking at tone of voice. And problem-solving pictures. And again, I printed out my data sheets so that I could handwrite it if I want to, but as you'll see soon, there's really no point in handwriting it all out. And next I'm going to show you how to actually do it straight on the computer so that you don't need to print out much or anything at all. Hi there, so now I am going to administer part of the social language informal assessment number 2 with my daughter. And as you saw, I had pre-printed out the pictures, but I could also have saved them on my iPad and just be using my iPad right now. So the pictures that she's using are going to be looking like this, and they're in a binder with sleeve protectors on it. Are you ready, honey? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to put in a pseudonym here, and I'm going to put the age, and I'm going to put, this isn't the correct date, but it's a good one to remember. Okay, so I'm going to read you a story, hun, and I want you to retell me the story back. Are you ready? There was once an ant who fell into a pond while getting a drink. A dove on a nearby tree branch spotted the tiny ant below and tossed a leaf into the pond. The ant saw the leaf, climbed aboard, and floated slowly to shore. The ant called out to the dove high above, "Thank you so much, Miss Dove. Someday I will repay you for this kindness you have done." Sometime later, the ant spotted a boy with a bow and arrow aiming towards the same dove who had previously saved him. The ant climbed onto the boy, bit him, and made the boy jump and miss the dove. Now, normally I would read this another time as well, but for the sake of time, I'm going to have my daughter just start retelling me the story now. And you don't need to tell me all of it because this is just a demonstration. So why don't you just start retelling the story?
Okay, so there's an ant There was an ant that fell into a pond, and a dove in a nearby tree tossed down a leaf, and the ant floated slowly to shore, and think.
Okay, that's all I'm going to have her do. So I'm going to now pretend to score. And in the read first, I have details on how you can score this. So sequencing, let's say she retold most of the story. Details, let's see, I would say she already has at least one detail right there, and she's only started the story. So let's give her a 2 for that, even though she probably would end up with a 4. And then she's going to have these questions, and we'll give her credit. Let's say she got a 1, a 1, a 1, a 1. Oh my goodness, she got a total score of 4. And then I would go through and I would do all the different questions: theory of mind, tone of voice, sarcasm, social problem solving, and I'd give scores for each of these. So let me just show you right here. I'm just putting in some pretend scores. Okay, double interview. Wow, she did such a good job answering questions, and she was able to tell me most. I can write in any observations here. And then these are observations about her paralinguistic and pragmatic skills. So what I would do is I would say, oh yeah, she usually does this, she sometimes does this, usually, oh, she doesn't do that very often, and then usually, and then I'd go through and do the same thing for pragmatic, write down any notes I have here, and then look at this. So this is the part that you can print out and include in your final report. So it auto-populated her name, the age, and the date that I said we were doing this, and then, whoo, look at this. It starts going through and it puts down the scores that she received that I was doing while she was doing the assessment. It also includes lots of information here about norms. So children with social difficulties may not be able to distinguish meanings from tone of voice, and I do have a reference for that. So if you keep going, you can see how she did and how it compares to children with typical social language. Then I can put down some strengths that she had, some weaknesses, and overall impressions of skills, strengths, and areas to work on. I can print out these last 2 pages and boom, my informal social language assessment is done.